This is the Horse Radio Network.
It's the best weekend all year. We're coming to you live from the trade floor at the Kentucky Horse Park at the Land Rover Kentucky 3-day event. We've got a great group of 5-star riders on the show tonight, but first, we're going to start with bourbon.
From Heels Down Mag, a podcast where horse pros chat about what's happening in the horse world over drinks. Welcome to Happy Hour.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Justine Griffin.
And I'm Jessica Payne. Welcome to episode 47 of Heels Down Happy Hour, live from the trade floor at the Land Rover Kentucky 3-day event.
How are you, Jess?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So this episode is presented to you by Ice Horse. We're actually using an Ice Horse ice boot right now to keep my margarita cold.
Absolutely.
So we've talked about Ice Horse quite a bit. Their cold therapy is great for horses. There are plenty of 5-star horses this weekend that are using Ice Horse ice boots. And the cold inserts are reusable, and all Ice Horse products are made in the USA. So visit icehorse.net for more information. So, Jess, let's give a quick recap of all the things we've done yesterday and today.
Oh my gosh, there's been so much. It was so windy when we all met with Courtney and Van Diver. We had to put him away. It was so cold for the poor horse.
He was
So
shivering.
shake.
Oh my goodness.
We had such a good turnout. It's exciting. And dressage day was exciting, and it's good. And
Doug had a great ride.
Yeah,
and
it was
the
good.
sun came out for him.
Yeah, a little bit. At least it wasn't in the pouring rain, so at least we weren't sitting there watching that. But horse was a little tight, but overall it was still a really good test.
Awesome. And we're looking forward to cross country tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be. Have you been out there yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, it's got some tricky fences out there.
Really?
I think it's going to be a good day. It's going to be challenging. There's lots of airy, skinny kind of rails.
Oh, really?
That's I feel like the theme of the night or the day, I guess.
Interesting. All right.
So also with the people that came to Courtney's thing, they all got the hands-on gloves.
Yeah.
Which is pretty exciting because we do love those. Our grooms love the hands-on gloves. They're number one ranked, multi-award winning hands-on gloves are patent and all-in-one shedding, bathing, grooming gloves. Do you have a pair?
I do have a pair. Actually, my greyhound loves them. And I thought that was weird because she's pretty thin-skinned, a greyhound. But when she sees me pull the hands-on gloves out, she gets excited.
Goes and runs to you?
She wants a butt rub.
That's pretty awesome. But you guys can go visit, if you're here, go and visit the trade booth at the Land Rover Kentucky 3-day event, or go to handsongloves.com.
All right, so I can already smell the bourbon.
Oh, it smells so good.
And we've got a special guest here. His name is Al Young, and he's from Four Roses Bourbon, which is right here in Lexington. And Al, thanks so much for joining the show. And can you tell us a little bit more about the bourbon you brought?
Yeah, quite frankly, it's probably yummy bourbon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, a lot of it is due to the fact that we have an abundance of limestone filtered water here in Kentucky. It's what makes our women so beautiful.
Oh, really?
That's awesome.
Our women that come to Kentucky beautiful. And it's what makes our racehorses run so fast. And I'm sure the equestrian horses walk proudly, and it makes Kentucky bourbon a darn good drink.
So tell me a little bit more about Four Roses. What makes Four Roses stand out?
Well, Four Roses has been around for 130 years.
Wow.
And so we have quite a heritage. We're still during Prohibition. That's a lot of sick people during Prohibition, for medicinal purposes only. So when Prohibition was repealed, we had a big public there wanting to drink it. So all of the bourbon that you'll be tasting today has won gold, silver, or bronze medals in national and international competition.
Wow. That's impressive.
That is really impressive. So, do we get to try it now?
You do.
I'm like, when do we get to talk about it and try it? I'm ready.
And I think probably it would be good to set the tone by letting you have 100 proof bourbon first.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
It smells so good. Oh,
Yeah, you should be getting a hint of the oak.
yeah.
You should get some honey, maybe get a little bit of spice.
Is it good?
It's really good.
And even if you don't have to stretch it very far, you can smell the roses.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's so good.
So, luckily, Jess and I are both bourbon people, but for our listeners who are not bourbon people, do you have any cocktail suggestions that your bourbon does really well in, make a nice
I like a Four Roses Manhattan.
Ooh.
And you can do it with any of our bourbons, either the 100, the 90, or the 80 proof.
Okay.
If you use the 90, the small batch, it has a little bit of a wine-like character.
Oh.
So if you put that in there with the vermouth of your choice,
Yep.
kind of swirl it around a little bit, maybe put cherry in there,
Oh, that'd be
especially
good.
one that's been aged in brandy or something.
Yeah.
Just kind of sit back and enjoy, or you can put it over ice, either way.
Yeah. I love me a good Manhattan, so this is excellent.
That sounds awesome. So if someone's here for the weekend, how can they go and visit the distillery? Can they go?
Absolutely. We have tours every day, Monday through Sunday. Usually a little bit later start on Sunday, but we're open from 9 to the last tour goes out at 3.
Oh, wow. Okay, perfect.
And can they order bottles online?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. They might be able to do it with retailers or package stores in some of the areas.
Gotcha. Sounds great. Well, this is delicious.
This is excellent.
Yum.
Cheers. Cheers. I already finished mine. It was so good.
Thank you so much for coming on.
You're very welcome.
All right, guys. So our first guest for this Kentucky live show is Hawley Bennett-Awad. So for those of you who don't know, Hawley is a Canadian Olympian eventer. We just saw her at WEG and Tryon with her Wonder Mare Jolly Bow, who she just rode today.
Yep.
And looks great today. You feel
Thank
good
you.
about it?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't my best test by any means, but hey, we stayed in the ring and we get to participate tomorrow. So I 100% agree. 100% agree. And no, she was good. It's never been this fit, and it was cold and it was windy, and she's a crowd favorite, and there was a big cheer when I walked in the ring. I actually thought she was going to lose it there for a second, so we proceeded to go posting trot around the ring for a few steps. And no, she was great. She got all her changes really well, and she's never shook her head once with me. And in the walk, I looked down, and there was the biggest yellow bug about 4 inches on her neck behind her ear. So
Oh my gosh.
the entire walk, I was contemplating whether I should reach up and smack it or not. And after the test, I actually saw Marilyn Payne. I'm like, what's the protocol on this? She's like, kill it. I'm like, okay, good to know. Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. She tried really hard, and by no means are we out of it. And, it's fine. We're good.
Awesome. Well, so I have to say I loved your outfit for the jog.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh. The pink jacket was just like the perfect touch.
Okay,
It was
but
beautiful.
that was actually a joke. So
Really?
yeah, we were competing at Fresno, and one of my best friends, Nikki Ayers, was there with me. It was pouring rain. So what do girls do when it rains? We go shopping, and we went to Target, and it was on the clearance rack. That was $11, and I just bought it as a joke. And I was supposed to have some clothes here from a different company, and they didn't show up, so it was in my trailer, and I was like,
well,
pulled it out. I'm like, pull out those Spanx and call it a jog outfit. So,
but your braids are amazing. Who braids your hair? Do you braid your hair?
no, well, I mean, I can. So last year, Priya Patel and Jem McFall did it, and then apparently that set the standard. So everyone's like, "What do you do with your hair?" I'm like, I had no plans. Yeah, and so Alexa Perkeel is. I stayed with her in Ocala, so we had a hair day and practiced it there, and yeah.
I have to ask you, because one of my favorite things is you have the most interesting tattoos
Oh yeah,
everywhere.
everywhere.
And you just told me a story the other day about the one that your mom got. So she has a tattoo now.
Yes. So I think I have 21 tattoos, which is, I know it sounds like a lot, but it's not really a lot because they're all small.
They're small.
They're little ones.
In certain spaces.
Yeah, so on the inside of my right arm is all the animals that have been influential to me, ranging from Hank all the way up to Jolly Bow. And one of the funniest ones was, it was New Year's Eve, and we were pretty wasted. And we had the brilliant idea of getting tattoos, because why wouldn't you get a tattoo when you've been drinking, right?
Right.
First of all, why is the tattoo artist open on New Year's Eve? Let's get...
For people like
right? So we...
did make money that
Oh my god! And I honestly don't even know how much I paid him. So let's be real. I no,
not even straight lines.
no, it's terrible. It looks like Aubrey Davidson that drew the ham on my foot. Like, so. Anyways, I have ham on my foot because my best friends were Marilee and Allie. Well, throw an H in there, that spells ham. In my mind,
Gosh, really? I love this story.
yeah, I thought it was gonna be just kind of like handwritten, like ham, like to match, like kind of these ones on my arm.
Yeah.
No, lo and behold, it's a full blown ham. And the problem is I have size 5 feet, so the ham is like a ham on my foot, and everyone else is like, oh, it's like a cute ham. Yeah, try getting a pedicure. God only knows what they're saying. Because every time they're like pointing, yeah, it is. It is what it is.
But tell me about your mom. That was the most special story.
Yeah, so I on my back I have a maple leaf that says Canada, and my mom didn't think I would jump around clean, and she's like, "Well, if you jump around clean, I'll get tattooed also." Well, sure enough, if someone tells me I can't do something, I'm going to actually try harder. So I jumped around clean, and so at like 60 some odd years old, good old Geraldine Bennett goes in for a tattoo, but she didn't want the same one as mine. So on her maple leaf, she has an H and an H for Hawley and Hank, which is actually now since been my logo for Hawley Bennett Eventing, which is a kind of a cool story.
That is a great story. So to ask you maybe a couple more serious questions as you prepare for cross country tomorrow.
Yeah.
What's your warm-up routine? Like mentally for yourself, but then also physically for your horse to kind of get confident before you come out the start box?
I'll definitely go walk it once in the morning, probably with Buck. Not the whole course, but definitely a couple of the lines. And I'll probably watch the first 5 go, and then honestly I won't watch anymore because I know my plan, and it's cool that other people do it their way, and it's great to get an idea, but I don't want to change my plan. And yeah, and I've been caught out on that twice before, being like, oh, it has to be done this way when I know how I need to do it. And because Jolly's going to go, the times are not yet, I don't think, but I'm probably going to go, my guess is around 2 o'clock. So I'll definitely get on her in the morning and do something, just because at this point in the game, they know what's going on, and she knows it's cross country day. And yeah, and she's a mare. You don't ever want them to tie up. And so she'll definitely go out for a canter in the morning and go see the crowd and, think she's done something and come back, and then she'll pee and drink and chill. And I'll only be on her for probably 20 minutes before, actually. She's all business. Like, when you put her to work, she knows her job. I'll jump 5-6 fences and go. I'm not training her in the warm-up, so she knows her job. But if anyone's at the Kentucky 3-day event, definitely come stop by the Equigold booth, visit these sassy, sexy ladies here at happy hour. And I'm pretty sure Caroline Martin's coming up next, so there'll be good questions there. Yep. Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks, Holly.
Yeah, and I just want to say, like, if anyone sees me out there, has a question, always come and ask. Like, I always was intimidated by upper-level riders growing up and was so nervous to ask, but at the end of the day, I don't know what it is. Like, I really want people to come up and ask questions. Or if you see me walking, of course, please ask. Like, that's our job, is to help others out. So
You're the best.
You guys are the best.
So before you leave, Holly, we have a question for the audience for you. So for people who can't see what's happening right now, Wendy Angel, one of our riders at Heels Down Mag, is putting on a pair of men's underwear, and she's asking Hawley Bennett-Awad to sign them. So we're going to take a bunch of pictures of this. Oh, my gosh.
So this episode is brought to you guys by Flair, and we love our Flair strips. But Caroline, you're obsessed with them just as much as we are.
Oh, absolutely. I told you, it's like a safety belt for me. Like, I couldn't imagine going on cross country, because if your horses can't take a deep breath or breathe at all, that's 11 minutes and 20 seconds of galloping, and that wouldn't be fun. And then the next day in show jumping, they have to recover and be able to take a deep breath. So it's a no-brainer.
Now, we love them as much. So if you guys want to visit flairstrips.com, and if you use the promo code HEELSDOWN19, you'll get $10 off your next order of $60 or more. So first off, welcome, Caroline. Caroline Martin, who is a dear friend. I love her to death, but she is one of our the U.S. top 25, under 25 riders. She's already amazing. I know. She's pretty amazing. And so she has been killing it in sales this year. Not only is she like one of the top riders, she's got 2 horses here. She was supposed to have a third, but sold four and sold them. I mean, you sold Spring Easy and the Apprentice. Yep. So you're killing it these days.
Yeah, I'm trying to make a living.
Got to be a big kid.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of sad. Last year I was so lucky I could just take lessons all the time, ride the pretty ponies, and then this year, starting December, they're like, you got to make a living. Good luck. You're cut off. And I was like, sink or swim, YOLO. So,
thank God you're pretty good.
Yeah, thank God. Oh, so some stress.
Last year was your first time here, right?
No, it's my fourth year.
Fourth year.
Fourth
Yeah.
year. I'm 24. Come on. I'm not
Wow.
young.
But you rode last year with a foot injury, right?
Yeah, I shattered my foot, and then
You didn't just shatter it. You got it stepped on by a
Oh.
stud.
Oh, it was gnarly.
Chick, it was awful.
Oh, it was disgusting.
So,
yeah.
like, how many bones did you break in your foot?
Just a metatarsal bone, but like it looked like someone shot me in the foot. And the biggest thing is he tore all my tendons and stuff, so they had to stitch them and do all that stuff. And actually here, after dressage, they took all my stitches out and like had to clean my foot. And then they also like we had to numb my foot because I couldn't put any weight on it. Like I was non-weight bearing.
And you couldn't even put it in the boot nearly.
No, we had to get luckily I have a great sponsor, Sergio Grasso. They made me a custom boot to fit it in, and then we had to wrap it. It was, nope, that was not fun.
It was awful.
And you still competed. Like, you did
Yeah.
all three phases.
Yeah, clear jumping all the way around.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
she was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and he
She's a
was
tough one.
Fourth after dressage after day one. Yeah, he was good.
Wow. And then I know you just rode earlier this year, you hurt your elbow, and you still rode.
Yeah, I fell off again and landed in the water jump, which was disgusting. And then I got a whole bunch of rocks and debris and like cut it down to the bone. And then, just put some vet wrap on it.
She was good to
Got
go.
on.
I told her
Went
maybe
around.
don't compete mine next week.
Yeah. And then
You can skip my young horse.
and then I went to the hospital, got cleaned up, and then the next day show jump, and then
You were good to go.
I was good. I did scratch my training horses. I was a little bit sore. And then I did take a couple of days off afterwards because I couldn't even dress myself. Like my arm was just massive. So I was just, luckily I had sales that day. So like I just was like a dealer on the ground. So I was just like,
Wow.
holding my arm up. You jump this, you jump that. And then,
But you also spent a little bit of the winter down in Wellington with one of Doug's favorite
Yes.
people, Ann Krasinski, and you did your first Grand Prix. We were so proud of you.
Oh, that was scary.
was
I've
big.
never
I
been
told you.
so scared. Like honestly, 5-star cross country, no problem. Like I've been sleeping fine here, eating, like going into show jumping. The girl in front of me flips her horse at the jump, and I'm at the in gate, and I'm like panicking. I was like, well, this kind of makes me feel like I'm at home. There's an ambulance. It's like another eventing show, But like the horse was great. Like I've never jumped 1.55 meters.
Did you take both of them in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
What's it like working with Ann?
Oh, she's fabulous. She's a great mentor. It's nothing. Like there's some show jumpers that like want to teach you tricks, and she's very basic and just wants a good way of going. The horse is going. They want them soft, supple, ride them straight to the base, and that they got to take care
And
of
she's
themselves.
so picky about like the flat work and everything. I mean, she is.
Oh, she's super.
Doug's obsessed with her. Like he's by far one of his best instructors.
She has my Crisana Z horse this week while we're gone to tune it up and get it good on the flat and stuff like that.
So you can come next year and do the CSI 3-star.
I was so tempted to do it this year. I was like,
I told Caroline it was too big.
no, never. I was talking to Marilyn Little in Wellington, and she was like, you should do it. And I was like, you're right, I should do it. Come on, let's do it.
And then you have Doug and I go, no, this is a bad idea. We go, we're going to prep and get ready for actually making sure it goes well next year.
That's a good point.
So next year, yes, we'll have both
Yep.
you and Crisana Z and Doug and Quincy.
And then our eventers,
Yeah.
Let's,
And then the
let's
eventers.
win. Let's do
win.
this.
Oh, my goodness. So tell us a little bit more about your horse you have here.
So I got Danger Mouse and Islandwood Captain Jack. I got both of them as young horses, which is really cool. So I got the Islandwood horse as a 4-year-old from England, and then took my time producing him. He's quite tricky on the flat, but incredible jumper. Knock on wood, like he should be a blast out there, and he's first out. So it'll be good to, test the waters for everyone.
Good old James.
Come on, James. And then Danger Mouse, I've had him as well since a 4-year-old. I bought him from Aaron Vale. Mallory Vale was riding him, so they're show jumpers. And he's just been a really good soul. I did Nations Cup. He got a silver medal last year at Houghton Hall Nations Cup, top 5 at Fair Hill, which is our 4-star championship. He's been a very good, consistent member on my team. This will be a big ask for him, but I love him.
Is this the first time at the level for him?
Yeah, first time. Yeah, he did under 25s at Bramham last year, which is very similar to this course, but this is just like a next little gear up,
Step up.
Yeah,
absolutely.
an extra minute.
It's a perfect prep up, though, for it.
It is, yeah. Yeah, so it's still nerve-wracking,
we'll be cheering, though.
So what do you do when you're not riding? It sounds like you're riding a lot, but, you're young, you're in your 20s. What do you do when you're not riding?
I write like contracts after I sell these horses. To be honest, I sit at home and like do my bills. And then I call people telling them they need to come look at more horses because I need more money. To be honest, seriously, you should see my phone in a day. Like I do like a million calls. People probably hate me after this year. They're like, oh, we don't want to talk to Caroline. She's going to hound us about buying horses.
Not me. I'm like, hey, I'm going to send you my young one.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Fucking the only horse that couldn't sell this year. I'm sorry.
Mine. It's okay. We're working on it this next week.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't do anything fun. I'm sorry.
Oh, my goodness.
I take it back. When I'm broken, I play a lot of video games. Like
What video
ridiculous amount. Like Red Dead Redemption was like my jam because it just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, you name it, I play it.
Really?
Like, I was hardcore nerd when I was growing up.
Hit her up on some video games. Live video games.
Yeah,
Caroline will be there.
My gamer tag is Caroline G. Martin for any of your listeners. So,
Oh, wow.
I'm not even joking.
This is your dog, right?
That's Dallas.
Dallas.
Oh, Dallas is the best.
He's the best.
Dallas
He's
is
my
so cute.
mascot.
He is.
Yeah,
We'll have to get a picture with him so you guys can see him.
absolutely.
Well, hey, thanks so much for coming on and good luck tomorrow.
Anytime.
Absolutely. We love you.
Well, I love you too.
This segment is sponsored by Sports Horse Essentials. They're all natural USCF and FEI compliant grooming products made with essential oils. The products are designed to be used daily and cut your grooming time in half. Every product is sanitary, spray-on, and easy to use. You can get 15% off your order with the coupon code LRK3DE, all in caps. Enjoy.
Bec Braitling is a 5-star event rider from Australia. She moved to California where she started her business, and we're so excited to have her on as our next guest.
But I mean, you competed in Adelaide back in Australia today.
Yeah, I was really young. Actually, it's funny. I bumped into Heath Ryan. He's here. He's an Australian legend. He's here with Hazel Shannon.
Oh.
And we were talking about the Adelaide, and I was like, yeah, I do remember all the crazy mistakes I made jumping around when I was 20 years old and thought it was just, that's what you did.
Hey, that's what you did at 20.
I missed
all
a lot.
of us
Yeah,
at 20.
that's what you did. I thought it was normal. You just went to a 4-5 star at 20.
Yeah, you just kick around.
It's not, everyone.
So, but you also grew up not only Heath but Boyd.
Yes, Boyd. Yes, we don't publicize that, but Boyd actually came to our Area 6 annual meeting not long ago in California, and he gave a little speech, lunchtime speech, and then he flashed up like a picture of us all at Young Riders.
What?
And I thought Boyd was gonna be on the down low about all of us sort of out, we'd all hang out, but no, he was.
No, he wanted front and center everybody
front and center,
to talk
try and
about
make
it.
fun of me in my own area in front of everybody. So yeah, it was good.
Well, do you have any embarrassing stories about Boyd?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is payback right here.
So many. Yeah, he'd probably kill me. Some of them are bad, yeah. No, Boyd was definitely, I'm sure you can't imagine that he was a bit of a wild child.
What? Because
growing
you
up.
see Knox?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we used to live quite close to each other. We catch the train to school, bus and train to school, and we both went to quite nice schools. I know it's shocking. I wish you could see Boyd in his school uniform. Boyd used to wear a uniform to school, and so I remember one time we were on the train and we were trying to think of who could sponsor us all because we all thought we were really good riders or whatever, and we wrote to, I think it was Lifesavers. We used to eat fruit tingles on the way to school. And we just thought they would sponsor us because we liked their product. So we drafted this letter on the train about how Fruit Tingles was going to sponsor us.
That is
and we
amazing.
didn't get the sponsorship, just so you know.
So
they'd
you
probably
guys-
come back now and actually want to sponsor him.
But so basically, you guys were going after sponsors as
Oh yeah,
tweens.
yeah, we were, we were ambitious.
You were.
Yeah.
You were getting it.
Yeah.
You were getting
Yeah,
it.
he did pretty well though. I'm working on that.
Hey, you're not doing so bad
Yeah,
yourself. You've
it's all
got
right.
some really nice horses coming up.
Yeah, I'm really lucky. I've got some really nice horses, RNL sport horses, and we kind of got a nice little setup over there in California. We're kind of hiding out over there, but just wait.
Yeah, I was going to say,
We'll be
you're
here
going to
soon.
pop out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
So how'd you get to California? Why did you end up
I was
there?
working for Philip. We all flocked to Philip is sort of the first thing we do. So Ryan Wood and I were actually all on the same flight over from Australia with
I
our
didn't know
horses.
that.
Yeah. So we actually were on the same flight. We flew our horses over. We both had 3-star horses at the time and flew over and based at Phillips. And so I get to Phillips and Ryan's there and Boyd, and I'm like, I left Australia. It felt like I just landed in Australia again. So I was like, I'm going to go to California. So Jenny Brannigan had just come from Young Riders and sort of was like, oh, I think you'd really like California. So I pieced out, left the boys over here and went to the sun and
Not looking back.
and the mountains. And yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, you love it out there.
I do like it over there.
You're not coming back
Nah,
anytime
I don't
soon.
mind. Yeah, I visit the East Coast for Kentucky, and I went to Bromont and Jersey, and come back occasionally.
Yeah, exactly. You also talk about like growing up. Like, how did you actually get the horses and get all that? Like, I mean, you worked your butt off and everything else, but getting them over here and finding all that, like, what do you say to the young riders trying to get that?
Yeah, it's sort of, I think I was lucky, I had a really good horse when I was young. I didn't know I had a good horse. I got her when she was 3 years old and I was 9, and then I ended up taking her to Adelaide. So I didn't realize maybe at the time how good she was until now. I'm like, wow, they're actually really hard to come by. So, I think the biggest thing is to sort of take your time. I think when you're younger, you're so just greedy for it. You just want it so badly, so quickly, and it does take a long time. So you got to stick with it a lot, and stick with the horses that you're not entirely sure they're the best, but yeah, that was definitely a big part for Boyd and I and all the Aussies at home for sure.
So a couple weeks ago when Doug was at the Fork, we shared this video in our last episode of the podcast of Doug's breastplate broke on cross country.
Yep.
And he rides with a knife, like a
I think you've seen it. You've seen
Like
the
a
buckle
buckle
knife
knife?
that he like
Yeah.
wears.
Like
He's
a
like
gadget?
obsessed with it.
that he takes out on cross country. Do you have any gadgets like that or anything that you keep with you on all the time just in case you have to
Like, do you
cut
wear
off
your
a
buckle
breastplate?
knife?
I had never actually thought of carrying a knife with it. I definitely was, no.
So, Beck, you'll actually like this part. He loved the fact that he could wear his buckle knife.
Yeah.
And was like, swears by it. And I'm like, you need to not wear it while you ride.
Yeah.
And now that just went out the window. I'm never going to be able to say you can't wear it because he goes, it's
Well,
useful.
yeah, now you're never going to win that
Yeah.
argument.
No. So what do you use gadget-wise? Doesn't have to be a knife.
Or it doesn't have to be like while you're competing. either.
Well, yeah, gadget-wise, I'm really boring. I think more about like my outfit. Actually, I'm a little bit more superficial than that. So really just think about what I'm...
What my fashion looks
does
like.
my blue go with my other blue?
Because you do. You have some...
So I'm not going to save myself out there, but if I go down, I'm going to look good
Look good
trying.
in style.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
That's
so
my
then
style.
Next question.
Yeah.
Would you wear heels for the job?
I was wondering, no, I wouldn't wear...
Where do you draw the line here?
I do draw the line there, and I am known for... Yeah, no, I would draw the line there. Maybe boots with heels.
Okay.
Does that count?
Yeah.
Like thick heels.
Yeah, thick heels.
Not stilettos.
Yeah, so I could be like, oh, look how sturdy they are, but also super fashionable.
There you go.
No, Beck always looks amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna-
Like she always like dressed to the nines.
You got to dress up.
Yeah. Like you said, you got to look good.
Wait till you
You're
see
going
me
down.
ride here. I'll be like such a hot mess, just like my hair everywhere and just
Not
like,
a chance.
yeah.
You can count on Baxter for that, but not you.
I'll be like, I didn't have time to get dressed.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I don't think we've ever seen you look bad.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
So anything else that you want to kind of comment for the listeners and everything else about California life?
Oh, it is really pretty amazing. Everybody says the East Coast is where it's at, but you can easily just pop on a little plane and just fly your horse over here for a really inexpensive amount and
We just come
hang
visit
out for
you.
a bit and yeah, come visit. Yeah, you're coming to visit.
I'm coming
Yeah.
to visit you. I
Yep.
know.
Yep.
Like-
it's great. We go snowboarding for a day. I go up to Tahoe.
I
I'm
am
like,
jealous
I
of
don't
the
wanna ride
fact
today.
you
I'm
can
gonna
go to the
snowboarding.
beach one day
Yep.
and then the slopes the
Yeah.
next.
See?
Yeah, but I
jealous.
can't make my husband move out there.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Why? He's against the West Coast?
No, I mean,
Everyone's against the West Coast, but it's awesome. Look at my Frankie and Tammy and Hawley
know.
and yeah.
There is a big
It's pretty
growing
fun.
contingent.
It's
Yeah,
growing.
there is. Yeah.
it's growing on some people.
Yeah, it's growing on a few people. We're a good group of friends too,
Yeah.
which is
No,
nice.
you guys, the
Yeah.
pack that you guys have
Yeah.
between all your riders, like it's pretty amazing.
It is fun. Eric Duvander just came out recently, and he was he's pretty entertaining. He said he laughs a lot when he comes there. I'm not sure he knows how to take us all, but
That's what we were saying the other day.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't know
no,
how to
I
take.
think he's a bit horrified by us all. Actually,
Courtney said that in the barn today. He goes, I just don't know if he knows how to take some of us.
yeah, he just says smiles. Is like, wow, they're weird,
And walks away.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Especially with Tammy and Frankie.
especially just with Tammy. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for coming
Yay,
on.
thanks for having
Love
me.
you so
Thank
much.
you.
yeah, it was super fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
So as you guys know, this show is brought to you by EcoGold. And Hannah, I know you ride in EcoGold pads. Why do you love them?
Absolutely. I love that they don't slip. I can always count on my saddle pads to say exactly where I put them before I get on the horse. And they don't make the horses sweat excessively. And they're breathable. And then I also love they never rub, which is such a big bonus. You know, they have a special way of making them so that the horse's back and withers never rubs. So I love it. And they're beautiful and cool and really nice design.
Awesome.
So our next guest is Hannah Sue Burnett, and she is a U.S. Pan Am silver medalist individual, and they won Team Gold that year in 2011. She also is a 5-star event rider, and her home base is actually not far from, she's in Kentucky, but not far from actually Lexington.
Yeah, I was actually born in Kentucky in Shelbyville. It's the saddlebred capital of the world. I've never ridden a saddlebred.
Interesting.
But yeah, there's a lot of saddlebreds around there. I'm actually based now in Florida, and I'm moving to Pennsylvania this summer for the first time.
You are? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I'll be moving there.
What are you doing there?
You know, riding horses.
No.
But why Pennsylvania?
I ride, so my main sponsor, Jackie Mars, her daughter rides as well, and she's gotten into eventing quite a bit, and she's based there pretty close to Unionville in Newtown Square. And I last year traveled back and forth a lot, but it's like a 3.5-hour drive, so got too many horses going this year, so we're just going to go up there and hang out. And
that'd be fun.
Yeah, hopefully be helpful. It'll be good.
Yeah.
So obviously we're at the Kentucky Horse Park, but this was also the first place you ever had a horse show, right?
Yeah. So my first event was here at the horse park when I was 7 years old.
Around what was Rolex, right?
Yeah, I did the Rolex. No, I did Pony Club Rally, and my pony was named Moonbeam, and we were first place, even though she normally bolted with me every day.
She just knew it was home here
Moonbeam.
and she had to win.
Yeah, it's a very good name for her.
So tell me about this lucky bamboo that we saw on social media.
Yeah. Well, I am really weird. I'm just going to throw that out there. Super weird and very superstitious. So I bought this lucky bamboo at the beginning of the season in Ocala, and turns out it wasn't actually that lucky. I think it was like cursed or something. But I still thought it was lucky on the drive up here. And then I had a horrible drive up here. It took me 24 hours to get 12 hours.
I heard it was horrible.
Just traffic? What happened?
No, my truck broke down. It was horrible. So luckily, the horses were picked up by friends along the way. That's why eventing's so amazing. Everyone's so helpful and great. And picked up the horses like at gas stations and stuff, you know, as I'm trying to limp my way here. And then I told Kristen, who works for me, Kristen Stammer, she's awesome. I'm like, throw out the bamboo, get rid of it.
But it must have been the story that it was like the lucky bamboo and the little like twizzle thing looking at it.
Lucky bamboo.
With Jackson.
Well, Jackson, it's my packing list was Jackson, my dog, and my lucky bamboo. But then the bamboo hit the trash. And then I got here and had to have an emergency root canal.
What?
For real. And I am in a lot of pain still, so yeah.
Are you
Things
kidding
are going
me?
great. Yeah.
Like what day? Like
Tuesday.
Wow.
It was horrible.
I did not know that.
Yeah. It was horrible.
That is horrible.
Yeah.
So do you think that's a sign meaning you needed to pack more than just Jackson?
Yeah, I think I probably should have brought some more toothpaste. I'm just kidding.
So you're definitely ready for this wine. That's coming
yeah,
up.
I know. I'm like, cocktails. I thought
we were at Heels Down happy hour.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought Jessica told me to show up for happy hour.
I know. No kidding. So yeah, hopefully the week. And then my dressage test was very unexpectedly not great yesterday, so that's a bummer too. So tomorrow we're going to be better.
It's not going to be a dressage show.
It's going to be great. Yeah, the course looks good. I think it's suited for my horse. So
yeah.
Speaking of cross country, so how do you prepare mentally? Like you're getting ready to get in the tack. What's your warm up like? How are you starting to get in the game? You know, build confidence for your horse?
I love sports psychology. It's my favorite thing in the whole world. If I don't ride horses, I will go to school and get a degree and do that. I kind of do it on the side for fun, but I'm not a professional. No one can pay me.
Just friends.
So yeah, it starts, the mental game side of things definitely starts way before you ever get on the horse or tacking up or anything. I have like a very strict kind of schedule on the day of competition. I kind of work backwards from my time. But I am very superstitious, like I said. On the morning of cross country, I always walk the course by myself. I walk through the start box and through the finish flags. And I never do that. I never walk through the start box or the finish flags except for on Saturday morning before I go on course. And
Really?
I have to do it. It's very odd.
Is that like a superstition thing or just?
Yes. And at badminton, they didn't have the finish flags up when I was walking. So I was like, what do I do? What do I do? And I didn't get around. So it's real. I'm crazy. But yeah, the mental side of things, I make sure I have like a really good kind of plan. I plan out everything, like even breakfast and what I'm doing, very, very strict. So I can kind of rely on that. I like to have I'm not a very organized person until I'm like exceptionally organized about
You're one side or the other.
Yeah. And I really like to be able to rely on my plan. It gives me confidence, and then my horse has, the same kind of thing. He gets to rely on me to be confident.
So another fun fact about Hannah Sue that not many people know is that you're an amazing singer.
I don't know about amazing, but I do tear it up at karaoke occasionally.
No, you've done some national anthems and stuff. I've heard you sing.
Yeah, I've sang I've sung the national anthem a couple times. It's hard. It's a hard song to sing.
What's the pressure with that though? Like, were you panicking?
It's so much harder than riding.
Yeah.
The pressure of. Because I've done it before, like some riding things, like the jumper show or whatever, and I was really nervous about the jumper show, and then I had to sing before it, and it was just terrifying. I felt so calm after I sang. I was like, I can ride.
I can
no
fly.
problem, yeah. But yeah, it's really fun and something I've done my whole life, so it's good.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So we are also going to make you play this game that we end all of our shows with called
Ready.
Rose and Thorn. And so, I mean, I feel like you've already given the preview of what yours might be for a little bit of it, but we always just like to say Rose would be our favorite moment of the week and Thorn would be our worst moment of the week. And it doesn't even have to be horse related. So we'll let you think about it. I'm going to make Justine go first.
All right, I actually have mine.
Shut up.
Yeah,
I know.
I actually have mine. So my rose happened today, actually on our way to Courtney's meetup thing.
When you saw me.
You wish.
Exactly.
It's when I met a podcast listener. Her name is April, and we found out that we grew up in the same little podunk town in Florida and grew up at the same barn with the same trainer, just like 15 years apart. So she was like gone by the time I came in as a kid, but we knew we crossed over with so many people and literally the same
That is super cool.
Yeah, the same trainer that taught us for our whole childhood.
That is super
I know.
cool.
It was really cool. It was really neat. So
Such a small world.
So that's my rose. And my thorn is, have you heard that god-awful song that everyone is talking about, the Old Town Road?
Oh, my gosh.
Right?
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Well, so he
he
did like a
started
remix
it, yeah.
of it. Yeah. It was
He raps.
Yeah, it's
Country
so
rap.
awful.
It's
So
horrible.
it's awful. I can't stand it, and my husband is obsessed with it.
No.
Out of nowhere. And
Where did Alex come up with this?
I don't know. So he's never sat on my horse ever. But he wanted to sit on my horse for the gram so he could have this song play of him riding off into the distance on my thoroughbred. And I have the most hilarious video of him almost totally busting butt on my horse, trying to get a cool video for Instagram. So I'm going to post it in the Facebook group to embarrass him.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
But it's pretty funny.
I think I just thought of my thorn. I'm going to start off with it.
All right.
So because of you, you're going to be my thorn. Because of you, everybody seems to give Doug and I fanny packs. I'm not lying.
Wherever your thorn.
Because, so Justine's obsessed with fanny packs, Hannah.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I'm not obsessed.
How many do you have in your closet?
Not
That's
true.
it?
I have one.
Now
But
you
it's
have
a really cool 80s neon jazzercise one. Can hold a water bottle. It's great.
she rides with it. She rides with it.
Oh, my gosh.
And Jess and Doug think I'm the biggest
hilarious.
idiot in the world.
No, so every time we see fanny packs, we take pictures.
So we got some made. Do you want one?
So
Yeah,
that's for
of
Hannah Sue.
course. I'm going to ride cross country with this bad boy.
So I am in one of the sponsor tents, and they go, one of the sponsors of ours at the horse show, and they come out and they're like, we have this present for you guys. And I'm like,
This weekend?
This weekend, yesterday. I walk out, and they go, it's clear plastic, so you can bring it to one of the you
To
know,
like a game, yeah.
to a game, to like a concert,
Oh
to
my
whatever.
gosh.
And it's a clear fanny pack. And I'm like,
Just for you.
no,
Yes.
no. And they
can
go,
see
if
your
you love
things.
us, you'll make Doug and you wear it. I'm going, no.
Oh my gosh.
No, this is.
This
I
will
feel
haunt
like
you
this is
forever now.
karma because of Justine is because these fanny packs and everybody literally comes up to us and goes, "Here, you love fanny packs because
hilarious.
Justine tells
Oh
me
my
you do." I'm like,
gosh.
no.
That's amazing.
And then
That is amazing.
I guess my rose would be my child flew really well on the way here, which we were like super nervous about because Hudson and I have never both flown with Doug.
Okay.
And we didn't know about like flying in the small plane and all that, how it would go.
Oh, he flew you.
Doug
That
flew us
is
here.
terrifying. I do not sign me up for that.
You should see Hannah Sue's face right now.
Whoa.
She's terrified.
Yeah.
That is true love.
So my rose is that on takeoff, and that's usually like when they usually like babies and stuff will get nervous. Hudson's like staring out the window like he
Aw,
loved it. He
cute.
like slept halfway through.
That's so cool.
that was my rose. Is that
You
now we can
survived.
go? Not that I survived.
I'm sorry.
So now it's your turn.
Yeah.
You survived.
All right. Well, sorry.
you're
That's
good.
yours.
That's
We're
yours.
sharing.
My thorn, I think I should start with. Obviously, I've listed a lot of
Yeah, which
thorns.
would it would be?
The tooth is pretty bad.
Yeah.
My
bet.
my dressage test would be my thorn. I'm pretty irritated about that. We're gonna
Go with
hopefully,
that.
yeah. That's definitely my thorn for the week or for the last couple days. And then my rose would be going to see the children at the children's hospital
right.
is cool. Just having perspective and like, we're just so fortunate to live the lives that we do, and it was really, I think, very good to do that. So,
It's a special thing to
yeah, it was pretty cool. So, I mean, can complain about dressage test all day, but yeah, having that
There are bigger
time
problems.
was pretty good. Yep.
do. We can't thank you enough for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
I'll be looking for the fanny packs. I've got one of my own now. I'm pretty
Absolutely.
excited.
I'm going to maybe bring you over some more.
Yes, excellent. Like
Some clear
everybody.
ones.
Yeah,
And we
clean
will all be
stretchy.
cheering for you this weekend.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you guys too.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thanks for
Thanks.
having me.
All right, guys, that is it. That is a wrap from our show here in Kentucky. If you want to hear more from us, you can join our Facebook group, which is the Heels Down Happy Hour Podcast Lounge. You could search for that on Facebook. You can always send us an email, which is hello@heelsdownmedia.com. And if you want to hear more from us, subscribe to the Heels Down Brief at bit.ly/hdbrief. We're doing special weekend editions of the Brief just for Land Rover this weekend. And if you love this podcast, please leave us a review wherever you listen to it, on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Google Play. And many thanks to this week's sponsors, Ice Horse, which has been chilling my margarita this entire time, EcoGold, Flair, Hands on Gloves, and Sport Horse Essentials. All right, Jess, that's a wrap.
Cheers in person.
Cheers in person.
Yay.